I am Tara Antonellis. I'm a level 2 quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, a Hellenistic astrologer. I read tarot and I also do Reiki. This is my podcast. Welcome to Seeking Beyond. There it is. Hi, guys. Welcome to Seeking Beyond. I am Tara Antonellis, and today I have Miss Rosie hailing from Southern California on with us. And he is a level 2 quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, just like me. And she also reads the tarot and the oracle decks for us. Hi,
Mhm.
Rose. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
So, recently you went to Spain, and I'm so excited to hear about that. But before we do, would you share with us your origin story and how you found the path of being a QHHT practitioner?
Absolutely. So QHHT really found me. And I absolutely love how it all just happened. The universe is just beautiful that way, right? I pulled Tarot and Oracle, and I was pulling some cards for myself, and I had pulled the teacher card. And it's a card I had never pulled before. Oh, I have the chills right now. She's here. Um, and I was very excited. I was like, oh my gosh, who's this teacher going to be? This is so exciting. And that's when Dolores Cannon came into my life. Her videos just kept popping up on my feed. Oh my gosh, the chills are insane. And it was just beautiful. When I just listened to her talk, I was like, this is her. This is my teacher. This is who I'm supposed to be learning from. And so I watched just all the videos that I absolutely could. I went ahead, I ordered a couple of her books. The first one and one of her more recent ones. So it was the Five Lives Remembered and then A Search for Hidden Lost Knowledge. And I just could not put the books down. As soon as I picked them up, I just could not put them down. I knew that this was important. What I was learning was important. And then I was watching Julia and Kaya one day on the lives that they do on Facebooks on Fridays. And then Julia brought it up, and I saved this video on my phone. And I actually showed her this video while in Ibiza. And she literally goes, there's this girl who just bought mom's books. Oh, this is her name. And, this is mom's technique. If you want to learn mom's technique, like, come join us. And so I literally signed up for the academy that day. I knew that it was the exact sign that I need to push me right in. And I mean, how much more obvious could that get, right? It's like kind of like, hello, this is for you. And so I signed up and I just immediately began my courses.
That's awesome. I found her or she found me very similarly. Um, it was right before my mother's passing, and
Mhm.
I was basically expressing to the universe, I'm not sure what happens when we pass, and I need some clarity. Please help me find clarity. And 12 hours later, I found her book, and it thus started the connection with me with QHHT. I love that it's very similar, that it's like it seeks you out.
Absolutely. And if she keeps knocking on your door, she's knocking on your door for a reason. So I think that's absolutely beautiful. And it just blows me away just how the universe comes and takes care of us like that.
I love it. Okay, so I'm really happy to have you here. And I want to know all about Spain. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go, and I wanted to go so bad, but maybe next time. Can you share what that experience was like with you? And you got to meet all the cool people out there. It was Suzanne Spooner and
Absolutely.
Sarah.
So, like, right before I went, I had a client, and the client, while underneath, she told me, I asked, is there any messages for me at this point in time? And the client pretty much like sat up and was like, yes, this trip is going to be very important for you. You're going to be meeting with souls you've been working with, people that are in your star family, people that are in your soul family. You're going to be working with a couple different people going forward. And they named a couple specific people. And I just couldn't even believe it. I was just so excited. So when I went, some of these people, again, it just, as soon as we looked at each other, as soon as we locked eyes, it was just magic. It truly was. I like knew who these people were automatically. And I actually did a couple sessions over there as well. And when I did the session for this amazing being who I talk to almost every single day, she is so freaking fabulous. We found out that we actually had a lifetime together. And so we actually got to go to that lifetime that we had together on this beautiful, like Avatar-esque, like planet. And we fought this great war. And we actually worked with the ley lines of the planet and with the energy of the planet and all the plants and the animals to get rid of the invaders that were coming to strip us of the resources. So it was just
Wow.
absolutely phenomenal. And we got to speak to another version of the being in a higher dimension because, we're all like shards of different, higher souls and bigger souls and things of that nature. And this being was named Kata. And Kata let us know that both of our etheric bodies were here in this blipped out, hollowed space of time, and they were being rewired, regrounded, and retethered. So that was pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. That's wild. Oh, so juicy. Man, okay. Well, what has QHHT taught you? What's some of the key moments that you can recollect?
Uh, well, QHHT has really taught me how to walk in my power, how to truly accept my magnificence and walk in my power, knowing that I'm going to be taken care of, knowing that everything's happening for me. It's all happening for a reason. And it's really changed my entire life. It really has. I went from being an individual who was like, why is this all happening to me? What is going on? To being like, this is happening for me and this is happening for a reason. And watching me go through my different stages of development from a caterpillar down to this big, beautiful butterfly, it has just been absolutely magnificent. And it really has helped me be the best possible version of myself that I can be. And I love seeing my clients dramatically change their trajectory as well. It is just absolutely beautiful.
I love it. All right. What is, I'm not sure if you've been a level two practitioner now.
Um, I have been a level 2 practitioner now for a little over a year. It was February 10th, 2022. No, 2023 is when I was officially a level 2. So it's been a year and like a month or two. So yeah, it's been pretty exciting.
Oh my goodness, we're growing at the same time. I got certified in November, so I'm just a little bit behind you, but I got 30 clients under my belt now, and some of these stories are just out of this
Oh,
world.
aren't they just amazing?
Oh, it's incredible. I love what I do so much. What is one of the more crazy s- stories that you facilitated through journeying in QHHT?
Honestly, I don't get very many digging potato lives. I get very extraordinary, big, beautiful, wild lives. I mean, just the last session that I had was just blew me out of the water. We got to speak about the Anunnaki and what the Anunnaki really are, what that means. And most people think that the Anunnaki is just a race, like the Arcturians or like the Lyrans. Like, no, actually, just like humans on Earth, there's all the humans on Earth, and then we have Irish, we have Mexican, we have Indian, we have Chinese. We have all these different kinds of people here on Earth. That's what the Anunnaki are. So the Anunnaki consists of, but not limited to, the Lyrans, the Octurians, the angels, the reptilians. It's an energetic signature, and it's actually like a consciousness. And so that was absolutely brilliant. And I remember when the client was listing off the different beings that were part of the Anunnaki, there was a big boom, boom, boom on the ceiling. And she goes, "Oh, and the
Ah,
angels. The angels want to make sure that they're spoken of as well." And so that was really, really, really cool. And just hearing all the different information and hearing about the different types of ETs and oh, it was just absolutely mind blowing. It was just beautiful.
I
And
love
then
that
probably
too.
having the different guides or guardians kind of come through and I'm asking if they have anything that they'd like to tell the client. Is there anything you want to tell the client? There's this big list. Everyone's talking to them. And then you have beings that are trying to talk to me now, and then they're trying to tell me information as well. I am planning a spiritual retreat for 2025, so I'm very excited about that.
I'm going.
And oh my God,
Yeah.
please do. And it's going to be at the Korean hot springs here in Southern California. So it's going to be a big thing. We're going to have different days where we like go to the beach, we go to the mountains, we go out to the wineries. There's going to be past life regressions. There's going to be a live demonstration where we put someone under in front of everyone. It's going to be really, really cool. And I'm actually going to be teaching my breathwork technique as well. And Gaia
How
came in and she was like,
exciting.
right? And Gaia comes in
Um,
and she's like, Gaia speaking. And I was like, hey, girl, because I love Gaia. We have a great, beautiful relationship. And she just went on to tell me, she's like, Rose, this retreat is so important. She's like, it's going to help millions of people. It's not only going to help the people that go to the retreat, but it's going to have a trickle and ripple out effect. And it's going to affect so many people. She's like, if you need energy transmuted, call on me. I will be there. If you need energy, call on me. I will be there. If you need the weather changed, call on me and I will make it so. What you say will be done. And I was like, this is
that's
literally a tip
wow.
ordained by Mother Gaia herself. So I'm super excited. I can't wait for that. It's going to be in August 2025. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm going. I will be
Please
there.
do.
Oh man. Okay, well, that's pretty wild. What about your own? I've had a few sessions myself. I'm pretty sure you have too. Have you
Oh,
gotten
yeah.
any crazy sessions in your of yourself?
Well, my first session, when I was put under, I was taken to the beginning of everything. And so I was dark matter, just floating in the sky. We were just all energy. We were just there. And then source ripped through, and it was the beginning of everything. Then we began creating stars and planets and moons and like all these different and reading the universe, which was really, really cool. And it really kind of put a whole new spin on Let There Be Light because the light was source ripping through the universe, which would ripping through the dark and the light. And that's what created everything. And that's where like that duality comes from as well. So that was just absolutely beautiful. And being able to experience being shapeless and being formless, like that was just absolutely brilliant. So that was probably one of my favorite things being able to experience me going under myself.
The drifting and floating.
Literally just drifting and floating. And it was just our job was just to be. It was just to be and just to
That's
experience the
beautiful.
beginning of everything. And it was just absolutely beautiful. And other sessions after that have just been really, really wild. It's like they just keep amping it up, just like Dolores's books. They say they're not going to feed a steak to a baby. They're going to give you spoonfuls until like you're ready for the big stuff. And woo, boy, have they given it. And I've learned that in my sessions where I'm put under, I'm typically there to like activate or upgrade or do something that has to do with energy or there to teach the practitioner or something. They said that I usually get to see my past lives in my dreams, and they confirmed a couple different past lives that I've experienced in my dreams. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd say so. All right, if you had an opportunity to speak to any master healer or great guru or person in general on the other side, who would it be and what would you ask?
I feel like I speak to a lot of them pretty frequently, and they come to me and they speak to me as well. And they always have just such beautiful knowledge to give and to share. Um, but I guess if I had to speak to anyone, like physically, hearing their voice, seeing them in front of me and sharing that energy, it would probably be Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer or Dolores, honestly. I mean, I do hear them a lot and they do speak to me pretty frequently, but like I feel like it'd be different to all be sitting in a room together. And I remember connecting
Yeah.
with Dolores one time and I was like, gosh, I really wish you could have done one of my sessions or I could have done one for you. And she's like, I'm here with you all the time. She's like, we weren't together in this lifetime, but it's okay. And I'm just like, okay, cool, cool. So
Oh, wow. She has not come through for me yet, and I've heard about her coming through in some of our practitioner sessions, and I'm waiting. I'm being patient, but I'm a little jealous.
Oh, you're so cute. I mean, she can come to you at any time. I remember when I was reading her books, when I first got into like the convoluted series, I was reading four before you got on here. Um, I was reading her books and I was just like, Dolores, you are such a badass bitch. You were so cool. And then she literally was like, well, you're next. Get ready. And now I'm writing books as well right now. So it's kind of crazy. And even in my sessions, they're like, you need to put this in your books. Like people need to know this information. This is for you to put in your books. And I'm like, well, here we go. Like this is it. We're
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been saying that. I've been saying that, and that's crazy. I'm like, I don't know why I think I'm gonna have a book, but I'm gonna have a book, and I'm saving this for the book. So I hear you do the damn thing, girl. I'm happy for you.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself as a second wave, or do you think you're a star seed?
Absolutely. I know that my soul definitely comes from different places. I was told that my soul comes into these different places all over the multiverses because I'm here to help balance the scales. I'm here, I come, I balance, and then I leave and I go somewhere else. So that is literally my job is to balance different places throughout the multiverse.
Oh my goodness. Mm. This is me too. So, one of the things that I've been told is that I'm here to create change, thus bringing balance. And apparently, my soul resides from Arcturus. That's what I've been told under my sessions. So, I was wondering if it was a pattern with us practitioners.
Honestly, I feel like it really is. And I know that with my sessions, because, practitioners, we usually bring in a certain type of client or, something like that. And all the clients that I typically get, they're other spiritual leaders. They're other people with gifts that are here to activate and anchor and to really get their spiritual boots on the ground, per se. You know what I mean? Like we're here at this time to really kick things up. I mean, you're going to see a lot more people waking up. You're going to see a lot more people feeling lost, a lot more people looking for that type of comfort, a lot of people that are beginning to wake up from this sleep that they've been in for over 27,000 years. So it's pretty exciting. We're going to have gifts that are being activated. We're going to have people that are going to be able to do some pretty extraordinary things coming up in the next, 10 to 20 years. So I'm really excited to be here to be able
I'm
to witness
so
it all.
excited too. Yeah, they they said that I chose to be here at this time and that I wanted to watch the excitement unfolding. Pretty bizarre stuff, and I'm here for it. I love it so much.
Oh my gosh. In one of my sessions, they told me that I'm here. I'm, one of the different rulers of the different universes, and I came down to really come down and get experience and to help out. And they said another reason why you agreed to incarnate on Earth was because of the Earth food. So that's like really freaking funny because I love the different foods and I'm such a foodie and like I am like a Taurus as well. So I just think that that is
Ah, my
absolutely,
Taurus is in Mars, and I hear you.
yeah, I'm just
Yes,
like, I am all about the comfort foods. I'm all about just trying new foods and all this stuff. And then to know that that's literally one of the reasons why I agreed to incarnate at this time, I think that's just hysterical.
that's great. I mean, that's something that they say that the food is one of the reasons. I agree. That's so funny. Okay, one of my next questions, have you asked any questions in your sessions regarding humanity's future?
Absolutely. So, one thing that I always do, and I always talk to the client before putting them down, I always tell them that I'm going to bring forward their super conscious and ask their super conscious if they have any messages for the client. I bring forward the guides and ask if the guides have any messages for the client. And then I also ask if there's any messages for the collective at this time. And so I think that that's a really big important question to ask because you get so much different information. And I was told that the dream realm has been super intense lately because the energy is rising at a rapid rate. And this shift is bigger than Earth and it's occurring throughout the entire universe at this point in time. They said that people need to really pay attention to where you're getting the divine knowledge that you're receiving. Make sure you understand and know it's from a trusted source. And if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you. Leave it where it is and resonate and like follow and align with what does. Because as you begin to align with everything that is for you, you're going to be on that timeline. They said that there's so many different timelines all occurring, and it's like looking through like a glass wall. You can see other people's timelines. They are existing. Like in this person's world, there is war, there is famine, there is really messed up things going on in their timeline. But here in this timeline where I'm at, that stuff's not happening over here. This person's asking me, "Oh, you ready to get drafted?" I was like, "That doesn't exist in my timeline. Like, I'm not here with that. But, if you're choosing that, that's okay. That's what you're choosing to align
Yeah.
with, and that's okay." But they just said to focus on what aligns for you, focus on what resonates with you, and you align with your words, with your actions, with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your vibration, with your frequency. Then they said that that's very, very important. So continue to follow that. And as more people begin to wake up, just remind them that what they put in is what they get out. And just to be those anchors, be those beacons of light, be the lighthouses in the storm, per se.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, girl. Yes. Like it's woo. It's amazing. And then I even
I love
asked, I
it.
said, okay, I said, I hear that you want us to be mindful of where we get our divine information and divine knowledge from. I said, is that why when you hear something and it's not for you, it feels like a magnet, like pushing each other like away? And they said, yes, exactly. That is your guardians, that's your guides trying to keep you from that information and trying to keep it away from you so that you don't absorb it.
Mm, preach.
Right? Right? Oh, so it's
Mm,
pretty freaking cool.
intense. Yeah. So, with us dealing with so much metaphysical and phenomenal things, what are some good ways that you keep your feet on the ground? How do you ground yourself?
Oh my gosh. So I do this breathwork technique that I'm going to be teaching. I'm very excited about it. It's where you breathe and you reset all of your chakras, and then you open up your crown, you bathe inside your crown energy, and then you put your hands on the earth and you literally share it with the earth. And then you can feel the energy moving through your whole body into her. And it literally heals, it cleanses, and it blesses absolutely everywhere that it touches. It's how I heal myself, it's how I help heal the earth. And it keeps me centered, it keeps me balanced, it keeps me aligned with everything that is for me. Breath work is so important. Breath is the life force. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if y'all just take a couple minutes for yourself to just breathe for a bit, breathe in all the good, breathe out all of the bad, letting go of any stagnant or negative energy you do not need to have. Even just starting off with that, just a little bit every day, and then amplifying your technique to where you're breathing for about 30 to 45 minutes, it will literally change your life.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. It can actually like create states of euphoria even, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to be a very heavy pot smoker, and I will tell you what, when you do your breathwork techniques, you literally feel high. You feel in a
Yep.
completely altered state. You just feel so good. You could feel the buzzing throughout your entire body,
Mm-hmm.
and it is
Yep,
so beautiful. It is so powerful.
for
And
sure. You know,
even just
go ahead.
gazing in the sun, sunbathing is huge for me. I love to be out in the sun. I love to get my feet on the ground. I have this beautiful giant property where I get to be surrounded by nature all the time. I'm very thankful and grateful for that. But sitting in the sun for at least 20 minutes a day, at least, will again dramatically change your life.
You know, some of these practices that we're talking about, some could say is witchcraft. How do you feel about witchcraft? Do you do witchcraft?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many different names for it, right? There's
Yeah.
witchcraft, there's prayer, there's energy work. You know what I mean? It all goes under so many different names. But I feel like the public really liked to just put the term witch on it to put instill fear into people just because it was something that they didn't quite understand. I understand that I have been burnt at the stake before. I know it's not going to happen in this lifetime now. But yeah, energy work, working with the different elements. I mean, you'll see me throwing salt over my shoulder. You'll see me blowing cinnamon out my front door and in my front door. You know what I mean? You'll
Yeah.
see me doing all sorts of stuff. I even have like a little bag of protection that I put above where I sleep, and it has, you know, Celtic salt in it. It has some black salt in it. It has eggshells. It has a couple different kinds of flowers in there, you know, for
Okay.
self-love and for joy and amplifying that. So, yeah, absolutely. I definitely would say, you know, I'm a little witch bitch. So, yeah.
One of us. One of us. I love it. So have you ever had an out of body experience?
An out of body experience.
One would kind of explain it as either like an NDE type of experience or astral traveling or anything where you have, I mean, hypnosis that without the hypnosis.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been so many different really accounts. I mean, even like as a child, I'd be like floating above the car, you know, flying above the car. You know, just astral
Okay.
traveling, astral projecting, you know what I mean? Being able to control and manipulate your dreams, you know, dream walking, you know what I mean? All these different kinds of things. Absolutely. I remember one time I was out front with my dog and I was communicating with the stars and I was like, you guys could just beam me up and I could handle it. Like I can handle it. Like I can handle it. I
Beam me up,
know, I
Scotty.
believe. I was like, because I already knew that they had been taking my body at night sometimes for different things. And it was confirmed in my sessions. They told me about that in my sessions. Like, yes, this has been happening. And sometimes, yes, you do take your dog with you. And I remember I was just like, you guys could just beam me up, Scotty. Like, let's go. Like, I got this. And it started to happen. So literally started just like being beamed up at that point in time. And I remember looking at my dog and my dog looked at me and my human brain just started freaking out. And I was just like, nope, 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 nope. I can't handle this. I can't handle this. I can't handle this. It's like here in this reality where we think we're ready for certain things. We think that we are like so ready, we can do anything, like we're unstoppable. But then when the time comes or push comes to shove, or like when we go to experience these things, sometimes we're not really ready. And so when I woke up in my room later, I literally just looked at my dog. I was like, that just happened. Like that just happened. At least I got to remember that. And in one of my sessions that I had where I was put under right before Ibiza, we talked about why I'm not allowed to consciously remember those different moments that I have when I am taken or when I am transported to these different places. And they had me feel what it was like. And I was home. I was home with everybody. It felt good to be with everybody. And then they had that feeling where they started ripping my soul and energy away from the group and back into my body. And I was just absolutely distraught. I was in tears. And they said that we save you from this heartbreak every single time. And that's why you're not able to consciously remember it. Otherwise, you'd be distracted from your mission here on earth that you're here for.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I
Yeah,
remember
I've
that
had
just heartbreak, and it was just devastating. It really was.
wow. Yeah, I've had some questions of my own, and they told me that I wasn't physically feeling it in this reality, but a fragment of my soul was participating, and I felt it from the astral. So that was hard for me to wrap my mind around, but I was experiencing like contact through meditation. And
Yes.
yeah, so I think I actually shared that with you in one of our Zoom booms from our
Yes.
meetings with the QHHT practitioners. I saw a mantis. I
Yeah.
haven't
See?
shared that on the podcast yet, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
there have
wild.
been all sorts of beings in all different kinds of forms. You know what I mean? It's absolutely wild. And one of my dreams, well, again, I thought it was a dream. it wasn't. And they talked about it in one of my sessions where I was taken to this base and it was in the mountains. And they were like gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous mountains. And it was here somewhere in North America. And we go into the mountains and there's like this huge map. And I'm pretty sure it had like lists of all these other bases that were everywhere. And I'm looking around and there's all these different kinds of beings here in this room. And we're all like in these white coats kind of walking around and we're looking at all these different like tubes and things and there's like different kinds of beings and people and then on the wall there's that like drawing of like the human, like the human's out like this. It was like that really historical like
The Venusian, yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
can't
you
say
know
it.
what I'm talking about. Like you see the body like this and it's like all drawn out. So it was literally like that. And what we were working on in this room was perfecting the human design is what we were doing is we're perfecting the human design and doing what we needed to do to make the human perfect, per se. And I just remember walking around and seeing everything, and I was just like in awe. And this was on the Lionsgate portal that all this happened on as well. And then I ended up being transported back to my room, but going from the higher dimensions and being around all these higher dimensional beings and then going back into the human body, it can be very difficult. It can be very rough on the body. So I actually ended up being very energetically sick like the entire day. The room was spinning. It was hard for my soul and my energy to get back into my body and being okay with that. It was just absolutely wild. And I remember talking about that in my session, and they go, "Oh, and by the way, that wasn't a dream. That did happen. That's why you were so sick." And then like my guides were like, "Ha ha ha," and just kind of laughed and dipped out after that. And I was like, "What the heck?" And the practitioner, as soon as I got up, she's like, "Can you tell me more about that dream?" And and I told her everything, and she was like, "Holy crap!" So I absolutely have had some crazy
Oh,
experiences.
that's cool. I love it when they say things that they would have no conscious recall of. That is wild. I love it.
Absolutely.
Well, this was such a great talk with you. Where can people find you?
Oh yeah, so y'all can find me on Instagram, Miss Rosie Posey, MissRosaePosie. I'm also over on Facebook, Glowing and Growing with Rose. And then I actually have my own podcast as well called The Fafo Sisters. Because in this human experience, it's all about fucking around and finding out. So if you want to fuck around and find out with me, you can find that on Spotify.
I love it. And what words would you like to leave with the collective?
Just align with whatever is for you. Be able to release to receive, release the people, places, and habits that no longer serve you. And don't be afraid to let those things go because when you do, you are going to receive every place, every person, every habit, every job that is for you. In my last session, I was actually my client session. I was told that I had 14 days left at my muggle job and to do what I needed to do because the next stone is being put in place for me. And so I put in my 2 week notice. My last day is on Friday. I don't know what's up next, but I trust my higher self. I trust the universe. I trust my guides, and I'm jumping in. So just know that you will be taken care of. I'm aligning with the things that are for me. I'm letting go of everything that's not, and I'm excited for the ride. I may not know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be better than I could have expected. So,
That is so beautiful. Flowing, just going with the flow and trusting that the universe has your back.
yeah, I literally have the chills.
Mwah!
They're here. They're here. They're excited.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Rose. It was
Thank
lovely
you so
having you
much.
here.
Thank you for having me. This has been lovely.